Here are some different options for the Glock 17 magazine. Some of the most popular options including ETS, obviously the Factory Glock Mags, and some other options we'll go over. We have the standard Factory Glock Generation 3, Generation 5 Factory Glock, ETS, Clear Smoke, and Pmag. All of these are 10 round magazines. You can guess where I live, which state. So we will look at each of these. These are for the Glock 17 Generation 3. These are the factory magazines that came with it. Very smooth in and out. I don't really like how there's a tiny bit sticking out here, but I guess that's how it is with Glocks. This one is a brand new Generation 5 magazine, which is pretty much identical except it has an orange follower. Goes in and out just as smooth. The benefit of that one is you see the orange follower here, so it's much easier to see that there's no round in there versus the black. So as you can see, the orange follower stands out much better. Then we have these other aftermarket ones. The ETS one is much lighter than the Factory Glock ones, probably because these have a metal and plastic, whereas this one's all plastic. And it also sticks out a little bit, which I don't like down here. But it does go in and out pretty easily. And it looks cool when it's loaded. You could see how many rounds are in there really easy. And here's the Pmag, which is probably my least favorite. It is made in the US, but it's just not as smooth going in and out. It's a little more sticky versus these other ones that just fly out of there real easy. Now loading them. I'm going to load them with these Ammo Incorporated brand jacketed hollow points to see which ones load easier. And I won't be using a speed loader. I'll just use my hand and my thumb. And I'll probably fast forward this so you guys don't have to watch me loading every single magazine, but I will load them just to share the simplicity of each one all the way to the last round, which is 10. Of course, these are probably easier to load than the 17 round or the 33 rounders, or I believe it might be 31. So loading these, the two Factory Glock ones obviously feel the most quality, feel the most sturdy, feel heavy duty, and like they're made really well. Getting to the last ones were kind of tough getting them in, plus the metal lips do rub on your thumb, which aren't the most comfortable. This one looks the coolest, obviously, and it was the easiest to load, meaning the spring feels a bit softer than the other ones. It just feels a little weaker, but I've used it and it's definitely strong and it holds up well. And I do like them as a secondary backup magazine. This one kind of got really tough towards the end. Also, it kind of came looking like scuffed up like this, so I don't think they have the best finish on this plastic. Also, it has like, you know, it feels loose. Changing the plates on these are the easiest. I could basically do it with my hand. This one also I've changed out for the Glock 26 and they come out very easy. The factory Glock ones do not come out easy at all if you want to change the bottom or add an extension. They actually require quite a bit of force to push this in and use the magazine plate removal tool to get them out. Alright, now let's see how they go in and out. Of course, I'm not going to put one in the chamber. This is just for demo purposes. It's empty right now. The trigger's set back, so it's not going to be ready to fire. There's not going to be one in the chamber. This is just for demo. So this one, as you can see, when it's fully loaded, I have to give it a nice hard push at the end to get it up there. Like right here, it kind of gets stuck until I give it a nice strong push. And it doesn't come out as smooth. Like I showed you before, it's a little stickier. This one, same thing. When it's fully loaded to the top, you gotta give it that extra push at the end. You gotta slam it in, or else it doesn't go in all the way. And you want to make sure when you're loading that you don't have a magazine that you think is set when it's really not. So yes, you have to slam it to get it all the way in, which you do anyway. But now let's try the factory Glock ones. Pretty much very similar. All of them need a good little slam at the end to get them all the way there. But these slide in and out way easier. This one also slides in and out pretty easy. And this last factory Glock. All of them pretty much require that little slam at the end to get them way up there and get it set. But overall, if I had to rate these from my favorite to my least favorite, the factory Glock ones, obviously they're made by Glock, so you know their quality. They feel quality, they feel well made, they feel sturdy. The base plate is not easy to take off and add an extension, so that's the only downside. But on this 17, you don't really need to add any extension. This one, I really like the look. I like how light it is, but I don't like the way it looks when it's in there and there's a little bit sticking out right there. But again, this is a good backup. And this one is whatever, feels a little flimsier, a little sticky. So go with the Glock factory ones. ETS for looks. Definitely, it also gives you a quick look of how many you have left or how many you've loaded without having to count or, you know, use these little indicators which aren't always easy to see. All right, hope that helps.